See these glasses? I have to admit it, I'm not ready for them. I'm Gemily, an EndMyopia student using Jake Steiner's EndMyopia method to get back to 20/20 vision and life without glasses. It's all based on science, not magic, and if you're interested in more details, I'll pop all the links you need in the description down below. So not that long ago, I made an update on my progress where I said that I had dropped down from my 4th pair of normalized glasses, which I call my N4s, to my 6th pair of normalized glasses, which I call my N6s. I had tried to use my N5s, guess what that stands for, but they didn't really work. They made the vision in my left eye really messy. I showed you in a previous video what that looked like for me on my Snellen chart. So because of this, I decided to drop down to my N6s. My N5s were minus 1.75 spherical diopters in each eye with a minus 0.25 cylinder correction. So they were equalized glasses with a little bit of cylinder, and it wasn't great. The pair of glasses before that, my N4s, still had minus 1.75 spherical diopters in my right eye, the same, with minus 0.25 cylinder diopters in my right eye, also the same, but my left eye was a quarter of a diopter of spherical higher. So it had a minus 2 spherical diopters with a minus 0.25 cylinder diopters. So there's a lot of numbers for you. Now, because my vision in my left eye in my N5s was really off, really blurry, I thought maybe dropping the cylinder correction would help me just based on what the blur looked like. It was very horizontal and stripy. I had also just not long before that changed my differentials into a pair of differential glasses for my close-up work that didn't have any cylinder correction in them. So I thought maybe my eyes were adjusting to the lack of cylinder correction. So when I was putting it back on for my distance vision, it wasn't great. I already had my N6s, which were just the same as my N5s, except without the cylinder correction. So I thought, makes perfect sense. I'm gonna move over to that. What this meant was that I was giving my right eye just 0.25 cylinder challenge, while I was giving my left eye the 0.25 cylinder challenge and also a 0.25 spherical challenge, dropping spherical and cylinder at the same time. We know Jake doesn't recommend this. What was I thinking? I knew this at the time, but I still thought it was worth a shot. It wasn't. Well, maybe it was worth a try, but let me tell you, the results aren't good. This shortcut has not paid off. Like so many people who have done EndMyopia before me, trying to take a shortcut actually just leads to slower progress. Jake knows what he's talking about. He didn't give us these guidelines just because he felt like making up a bunch of rules. He's giving them to us because of the experience of many of his students. He knows what he's talking about. So I don't know what I was thinking, deciding that my eyes would work differently from all the eyes in Jake's experience. Lowering my left eye by this much seems to just have lowered my left eye's sensitivity to blur, which is the exact opposite of what it really needs. This is what is called blur adapted in EndMyopia terms, different from clinical blur adaptation. See this video for an explanation of the difference between the two. I notice now that besides just not really being able to clear things up much with active focus with my left eye, also when I take off my glasses to read text up close or write, my eyes keep going into a lazy defocused state. I can still see well enough, take in the information, read, write, whatever, but when I pay attention I realize I'm not really looking directly at what I'm doing. I'm just looking at that vague area in general. And when I intentionally pay attention and look directly at the ink on the page, whether it's printed text or ink that I am putting on the page with my pen, I think, that's what it looks like to focus. But I can only hold it for maybe a few seconds before I discover that I'm out of focus again. It has become harder for me to actively hold my focus. My eyes are out of practice. It's weird. So, up we go again. I have ordered the glasses that I really should have had for my N5s, which is, instead of dropping 1/4 of a diopter in my left eye of spherical and leaving everything else the same, I should have done a binocular drop of cylinder correction and left the spherical the same at -2 and -1.75. So I'm going back to do that. So my new N5s, my replacement N5s, are going to be -1.75 in the right eye, -2 in the left eye, no cylinder at all. I think this is gonna be right. Because currently, with a -1.75 correction with no cylinder, my right eye can read on my Snellen chart the 20/40 line easily, and I can active focus up to the 20/25 line. Seems pretty good to me. My left eye, on the other hand, with a -1.75 spherical diopter correction, can see the 20/50 line, and it can active focus to the 20/40. 20/40 is the best it can get, which in an active focus state, when my other eye is getting 20/25, kinda isn't enough. On the plus side, this has been very helpful for me in other ways because dropping this cylinder has made good differences as well. Before, when I was measuring my centimeters to blur on my computer screen, with my left eye, the text appeared broken or squiggly or something. It didn't quite line up. There was a clear line through the middle where it just missed. That was without glasses on. And then with my Snellen chart, with my glasses on, there was stripy lines. So there was something messed up horizontally with my glasses on and without my glasses on. I'm guessing it was the cylinder correction. When it was on, it was making things blurry, and when it was off, my vision was still half expecting it. So there was this squiggle, yeah. That has gone. When I measure my centimeters to blur with my left eye now, that squiggle, that mismatch, that break in the letters is gone. The letters look correct. And that is exciting. Yes. The break in the letters have gone, and the blurry lines on my Snellen have gone as well. Instead of looking like this, like I showed you last time, it now just looks like general, normal blur. So dropping cylinder, I have discovered from this experiment, was exactly right. But my mistake was, of course, dropping spherical and cylinder at the same time. I think what I've learned from this, again, how many times do I have to learn this lesson, is that Jake isn't the natural vision improvement wizard for nothing. He knows what he's talking about, and I don't know why I'm wasting my time not following his advice to the letter. Because to be honest, I haven't progressed still. Remember way back when I said I'd hit a plateau because like for 1 week I'd had no improvements, or 2 weeks, I don't even remember. But some of you were like, you call that a plateau? Are you kidding me? But for me it was, because I'd always progressed a little bit. I'd always seen that slow, steady forward progression, and for these 2 weeks, this 1 week, I don't remember, nothing had changed. It's now 2 months and nothing has changed. So, you know, I'm gonna just congratulate myself on picking up very quickly that my eyes had stopped improving. Now this might not work for everyone. Maybe a week, 2 weeks of no progress is really standard. Maybe your progress comes in spurts, but mine was very slow and steady. My last new measurement was the 27th of August. Like, this is a while now. So I'm gonna try upping my correction, which I really hope and do think might help. Wearing correction that is too low can get you EndMyopia blur adapted, which means you lose your sensitivity to blur. And if your eyes aren't sensitive to blur, they're not working on fixing the blur, and I think that is what I have done here. Oops. So up we go. Now obviously I am moving house, which happens very, very soon, so I'm just gonna hope that these glasses arrive in time. Come on, Clearly, don't let me down now. And I'll let you know how it goes. Please hit the like button and leave a little comment. Any comment will do to support my channel. And also please remember to subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified whenever I post, which is on every Thursday. And my next video will be sharing a bit more about what I have learned about astigmatism and astigmatism correction over my learning and research and reading this past couple of months. So if you have astigmatism and it is for using, you might be interested in that video. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye! It's knocking upstairs. My N5s were a -2 in my right eye. No, they were not. Quarter of a diopter drop. I don't think that's even true. Well, I still had -1.75 corrections. I still had -1.75 correction of cylinder. This is hard. Like so many people. Where am I? Binocular drop. Dropping a quarter of a diopter of spherical. Replacement E5s. E5s? What? Really? Let me check. It worked! Yay!